Hey everyone, it's Norm from Tested here at WonderFest in Louisville, Kentucky, meeting Chris Benware.
Yes. Hi.
Chris.
So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too, and to meet your Sandcrawler model.
Yes.
This is an incredible model because, one, the size and scope of it.
It's huge.
Two, it's a fully detailed interior that you've done.
Yeah.
It's a diorama.
Yeah.
And three, I love that you're still working on it. It's in progress.
It's been a long progress to get it to this point, and I'm not done with it yet. I decided, trying to decide if I want to paint it or not because of all the kit parts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I decided to. I wanted to take the miniature, the actual filming prop, and it had the non-hero side has that unfinished side, and there's a big opening where all the batteries and all the wires are in. And I was trying to decide what I wanted to do with that, and then it popped in my head one day, the cross sections book.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, I'll do a little bit. I'll do a little.
And a little became a little more.
A little became a whole lot. Wow. So yeah, and
it's almost like two model builds in one.
Yes, which is why I'm tempted to leave it in this form.
Yeah.
But I've already primed some stuff, so I'm going to end up painting it. But because it's two separate models, basically, that's where I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe I'll leave it, but I'm not going to, because the back is so colorful and and all the kit parts just thrills me.
Well, let's start with that exterior, because there is a studio scale model. Is this to that size?
It is exactly to this size.
Okay.
I have a friend named Marvin Stijfelhagen in the Netherlands who measured all the kit parts and came up with all the dimensions for the skeleton. Okay, and it's MDF. There's MDF particle board, which makes up the skeleton. So then after that, what you do is you skin it, and you skin it with styrene, and then plate it, and you do your best to try to measure by kit parts. You take the kit part by measurement because kit parts don't lie, and then you figure out how your paneling goes.
The kit part is your reference.
Kit part is absolutely a reference.
That's what tells you how many pieces of styrene is going to be between this kit part and this kit part.
Yes.
Kit parts don't lie.
They do not lie.
I love it.
So, and that gives you your measurements for basically everything when it comes to studio scale models, which I'm okay with, but I kind of rely on people like Marvin, who is a lot more, way smarter than me. So,
Team effort. It's always a community. Some people have the photos, some people have direct, first person accounts.
Absolutely. Yeah. I could not build this without a whole bunch of people. Just, John Simmons helps me, talking me through things. Guys from Australia, from Germany, like, Bjorn and Felix, and I couldn't build this by myself without a whole crew of people helping me. Even people offering to give me kit parts that I'm struggling to find.
Yeah.
Or casting something for me, but I didn't cast it. All the outside is completely styrene kit parts. Inside, I was just like 3D print, cast, whatever, so yeah.
Is the idea, are you going to take this panel off and do a mold of it so other people can have that one now? It's a one-off.
Yeah, it's a one-off.
It's a one-off.
But there's a group on Facebook that, there's a bunch of guys that are doing this as well. A lot of them have slowed down and haven't finished it. I don't know of any, I know of maybe one person who's actually finished one of these that I know of.
Yeah.
There might be, but
it's the journey. The journey is the fun.
It is, and the struggle too. Like you want to be doing this, but life takes you, your work and your kids and your family. So yeah.
So multiple years of effort at this point.
Well, I started about 2 years ago, but then you have your life, and you also do other projects because you get to the point where you're okay. I need a break. And you jump on something else, so.
Well, for you, you can also go into it as your break.
Yes.
Now, you said the structure of the studio scale one, MDF interior, are you using that same material or you want thinner stuff so that you have that larger cavity on the inside?
No, it was originally made with plywood.
Oh, plywood, okay, so you're using MDF.
Yeah, well, it's like quarter-inch MDF.
Okay.
Laser cut by Marvin.
Okay.
And it all fit together. He put it together so it fits perfectly. Everything like lays and interlocks and everything. And it had a big interior, so I was like, all right, well, let's do a little bit. And
the cross-section book as your reference.
Book, yeah.
So the layout and the interior, because it looks almost complete in there.
The inside's complete, yes.
Yeah. Talk to me about the build of that.
I started with a basement, basically, and it's just piece of wood, piece of plywood, like little cut plywood, and goes from there. And then, it's not exactly to scale of a real Sandcrawler, but it gives you, it's close, and I just went to town. Like I in the back, I have an engine, the back, I kind of tried to make it form off of the back.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So
Yep.
like on the other side, there's Sat V cans, and then a droid boiler, melting pot, and there's a crane and a crate dragon skull.
Yeah.
And then when I was debating whether I wanted to do open the front, because that's a whole nother figuring something out. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make the front, and I kind of did a cut scene from A New Hope, because you don't see the Jawas bringing R2D2 and C-3PO into the Sandcrawler. So that's where the Gonk droid is dragging C-3PO.
I love it.
So.
And were you building in, like, while that structure was inside here? What was the process of marrying the two?
Well, I pretty much left this was the last part I did.
The top.
This section here.
Okay.
And this front also was, I left this off so I was literally just reaching my hand.
So you were building in situ?
I was building inside, yes.
Oh.
As most of it was completely finished except this and this. And I'm reaching my hand in the front here, I'm reaching my hand in the side, down the back. I mean, I got so many fingers glued together. It's just, and parts falling all over the place. But
well, and then also lighting it up,
yes,
too.
Yes.
So talk to me about that electronics as well, because you have lights on the outside and the inside.
It's really basic. I didn't do like Arduino or anything like that. I wish I did. But it has a couple different colors, and I'm an electrician by trade, so I wanted a couple different it's layered by, aspects inside. I also layered the lighting. Like there's red and there's warm light and cool light. So
yeah.
And then even like the bulbs to hide the bulbs, I 3D printed little droid heads, and they're like lampshades on to cover the bulbs. So yeah.
I think looking at it, the lighting reveals and hides also certain details and makes it look way more dense and cavernous on the inside.
It's very dense. There's a lot of parts in there that nobody knows is there except me. Yeah. There's droids tucked in the back. There's even a little sniper, like a little army sniper model part that's in one of the holes inside, like the Star Destroyer where the guys climbing
your
out
Easter
of it.
eggs, your personal Easter eggs.
My personal Easter eggs.
Yeah.
That nobody's going to see after today, really. It's going to be in my collection room. So.
Well, that's the fun part of bringing it to a show like this, especially in progress.
Yes.
You get other model makers appreciating it. Yes. You're sharing all, swapping stories. Yes. Pointing out all the Easter eggs.
Yes.
And the fact that you have it finished inside.
Yes.
You have that part checked off.
Yes.
And
yes.
The figures here are 3D printed?
They're all 3D printed. I got them from Colts 3D. There's a guy on there who has a line of, he scanned them and made them, and they're really great prints. And they're 5 POA, they're just, and I'm a huge vintage collector. I have almost the entire Kenner vintage figures and ships all sealed in package. So the Kenner figures are huge to me. They're my whole childhood. So that's where I wanted to definitely use the vintage Kenner look inside.
And that scale, right? And so it might not be to the studio scale, but close enough.
It's very close. I figure it's maybe like 2 layers of the Sandcrawler.
I got it.
It's not the whole entire inside.
Just, kind of when you look at those cross-section books, those artists had a little bit of freedom.
Yes.
Right?
They could just draw multiple layers.
Exactly.
Building those layers would be literally impossible.
Oh, wow. What's your next step after you take this home after this weekend? Is your...
Well, honey-do list is what what I'm gonna have to do for the next couple of weeks, but because I've been working on this day and night for the last 2 weeks. But I have to finish the tracks and then the sections underneath that are in between the tracks, and then prime and paint. So I've actually painted 4 Sandcrawlers, so I'm kind of a little experienced at it. So once I go to town, painting is pretty quickly for me.
For now, appreciating it in this state.
Yeah.
You'll never come back to this.
No, I plan on taking really good pictures and just keeping that for myself, and maybe a print on the side so I could remember. Because the kit parts, the C-Lab color parts are what really thrill me.
It's thrilling is absolutely right. Yes. And when someone sees the finished thing, you'll remember every day of those 2 years working on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Incredible, incredible work. Chris, what a pleasure. Thank you so much. This is such a standout piece at WonderFest.
Thank you very much.
So great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for watching that video. I want to tell you about our demerit badges, because we know that being a maker is a lifelong enterprise of trying new things and learning new skills, and it is also about repeatedly messing everything up. And we like to celebrate that, because failure is not just an option, it is intrinsic to the creative process. And to that end, we have 3 new bundles of demerit badges right now on tested-store.com. We've got your Shop Tool Fails demerit badge bundle up here on top. Here in the middle, we have the Everyday Whoops demerit badge bundle. And at the bottom, we've got my favorite, the Shit Happens demerit badge bundle. You can get any one of these bundles, and we are considering offering a bundle of all 24, not those, of all 24 demerit badges we have released, but we're not sure what to call it. You have a suggestion? Put it in the comments.